in 1901, when Frank Hornby produced a small kit of metal parts and called it Mechanics Made Easy. Bigger sets followed, and models grew in size. The Meccano system was born. It was an age of steam and steel. British engineering led the world, the greatest bridges, powerful railway engines, the fastest cars, and the mightiest ships were all products of British craftsmen. Meccano modelers tackled all these subjects and more, capturing the detail and precision of the British engineer. Dinky cars, Hornby trains, and Meccano reigned supreme for over half a century. Meccano inspired generations of British engineers. But there had been a new industrial revolution. No longer did mills need wind to grind corn. Likewise, the power of water was no longer needed. Both were replaced by steam power. In agriculture, even the newfangled Ransom's threshing machine of the 19th century had been replaced by the diesel-powered Massey Harris combine harvester and the mass-produced Fordson tractor. It didn't stop there. Suppose you wanted to dig a hole to bury all your obsolete machinery in. A simple winch was all very well to lift a mechanical shovel, but what you really needed was this, a hydraulic ram to drive a digging arm like some enormous human muscle, effortlessly pushing and pulling, doing exactly what its human master commands. All at the press of a button. But why stop at an arm? Why not build hands? A whole body of mechanical limbs. Control it with a computer. Then things would really start to move. Whole factories run by mechanical men. Men set into life by the push of a button, tirelessly lifting and carrying, catering for your every need, bowing at your command, always turning out the goods, and never stopping for a tea break, and working for next to nothing. That was really something to sing and dance about. But mass-produced flashy toys from the Orient were bad news for Meccano. The British toy industry of the 1970s was a dinosaur going downhill fast and in danger of becoming extinct. The writing was on the wall for Meccano, and sure enough, the world of model engineering was shaken to its very foundations. Binns Road was dead. Meccano men panicked and scoured the shops for whatever they could lay their hands on. Sets changed hands at inflated prices. Yet through all this, clubs and societies kept the system alive. Lifelong enthusiasts like Bert Love continued to design and build models of the highest standard. Modelers like Noel Tabois and John Bridger produced stunning pieces of Meccano craftsmanship. This octopus ride and twister both break down for transport like the real thing. One man, Jeff Wright, founded a shop, MW Models, in Henley-on-Thames, to specialise in everything Meccano. He obtained massive quantities of sets and spares and motors to satisfy the needs of Meccano men of all ages. To help make sure that Meccano stays around for future generations, the shop sponsors an exhibition held every year in Henley-on-Thames. Henley is a town noted more for its regattas and riverside recreations than Meccano exhibitions. Yet this is where they come, every summer without fail. The faithful flock to the town hall, Henley-on-Thames. This is the Mecca of the Meccano world. It really is a wonderland, an Aladdin's cave of bright lights, gears and girders, pulleys and pinions, whole hall full of Meccano models waiting to be explored. And just take a look at this, a real masterpiece inside and out. Every inch a Porsche. Today's modelers take details very seriously indeed. Apart from our friend behind the wheel, almost all these parts are there in your Meccano set, waiting to be used. The same modeler, John MacDonald, also built this Leander class cruiser. Again, there's plenty of detail, and something you don't always see in model ships, movement, plenty of it. But you don't need to own vast quantities of Meccano to get exciting movement. Just a small electric motor like this one here. A few pulleys to reduce the speed and increase the power, a couple of gears perhaps, a little patience, and hey presto, instant flying aeroplanes. Or flying boats. Or an octopus. What about an electric tram car ride? Or even an electric train? If you'd prefer steam, try your hand at one of these. A proper locomotive. Choose your colour, shape and size. It's all possible in Meccano. Or you could always go by bus. Bert Love chose foot power to drive his treadle-operated fret saw. It's extremely strong and reliable. Needless to say, it produces perfect results. The whole machine is built using parts from a number 10 set. If you've got absolute mountains of Meccano, you could really go over the top with this Matterhorn ride by Alan Partridge. Look at the gleam of yellow and silver in Mike Cotterell's marine engine. Power and precision. If you've got some silver to spare, how about a slot machine? The coin goes in, moves a switch, and lets you press a button. A motor starts up, moves a weight, and engages a series of intermittent drives. Bolt heads around these bush wheels drive one shaft and then another. Each shaft carries a crank or eccentric to pull or push other levers. Sprung arms lock each disengaged shaft. The bush wheel turning here is linked to a reversing clutch, which can drive a shaft one way or the other when it's engaged. All these motions can be combined in one model to do all sorts of jobs. Release this string and your robot can bend down. Pull these to make him grab something. Pull that one again to make him stand up and turn round, all from a 10p piece in the slot. Ian Henwood from Oxford has a reputation for bringing rather large models to Henley-on-Thames, but this is his biggest yet. A massive structure of girders, braced girders, reinforced braced girders, gangways and walkways, jibs and jetties, and a helicopter platform. You've guessed it, it's an oil rig, probably the biggest Meccano oil rig ever made. No, it's not sitting on a tabletop. The whole thing stands from floor to ceiling, a really stunning example of what can be done with Meccano, and a fitting tribute to one of today's triumphs in British engineering. I wonder what Frank Hornby would have made of it all.